Hi friends, how's it going? Hopefully good. I'm doing good. I just celebrated 11 years free from alcohol May 30th this year, 2026. And I thought a lot about how alcohol affected my life and just my relationship with it. So I wanted to share with whoever wanted to listen, and I thought maybe it could help somebody in their life. So, when I was very little, I was raised in the 80s, and parents would just give kids beer. And I remember one of my friends, her dad giving them beer, and me not really agreeing with that. But when I got a little bit older, I was 13 and I moved to Montana. I was living with these people, and they would give us wine coolers. The grandparents made their own wine, so they would give us that. And then they also went down to Mexico and they would stock up on a ton of alcohol, which the older son, when they were in the hospital, broke into the alcohol and would give it to us. So I started out very young, and then when I moved back to Washington, I would drink Sainites and big tall things of Yukon Jack and just way too much alcohol. There was no limitation. I wasn't really regulated in that area. I was invited to have those type of things and treated as an adult. I see parents doing that now, and it's just so wrong to me. I'm a parent. My son is 14 years old, and I would never give him alcohol. I don't think that's right. A child's brain is developing, and they need to be getting healthy habits for their lives, not setting themselves up to not know how to communicate and all these other things that come through with it. So I got married when I was 16, and he was in the military. He drank beer quite often, and we would drink Mad Dog 2020. I remember that. I put on a lot of weight from drinking. And then when I left my husband, I started dating someone that drank a lot and alcohol. And I started drinking it and blacking out. And let me tell you, it wasn't pretty at all. It was very ugly, and I'm sorry to whoever I affected when I drank alcohol. I should not have made the choice to drink at all. And the first time it happened, I should have quit at that time. Since I haven't drank, I've looked it up, and when you black out, the part of you that records memories actually stops working, and something else takes over. So a lot of times you don't even have those memories. For me, I would wake up the next day, and I would remember fragments of things, and I would feel horrible. I would feel like the biggest piece of you-know-what. It was my alter ego coming out. It was lower vibrations. It was evil spirits. I believe that's why they call it evil spirits. I just looked up alcohol, and it comes from an Arabic word, and it means body eating soul or something like that. I have to look now. Body eating something. And I guess the alchemists, when they were making it, they would capture the gas, kind of like the spirit of it, and that's why they called it spirits. But from my experience, it does not raise your vibrations. It lowers your vibrations. It allows evil in and bad things into your life. I know from experience, I'm not just somebody that's a square and that has never drank and never experienced anything. I humiliated myself enough for all of us in the world to never have to take a drop of alcohol again, in many ways. Working in the casinos, I started thinking of losses and gains. Whenever we would calculate at the end of the night, it's always seeing what the losses and the gains are. That's what it's all about. Are we winning? Are we losing? And for me, I have way more gains from quitting than losses. When I quit, I had lost everything. I lost my son. He was taken from me. I was drinking and working at a club, and when that happened, I started acting out, and I would drink and just, say inappropriate things, and I was very angry and hurt, and I was using alcohol as a way to communicate because I didn't know how to communicate my feelings without it. So when I first quit drinking alcohol, it's really hard, you guys. It's depressing. I would have these really depressed thoughts, and a lot of those, I think it's because when you're drinking, you're not dealing with a lot of emotions. You're burying them and you're covering them up. So when you remove these toxins from yourself, you start to realize, holy cow, there's a lot to deal with. And you have to deal with the consequences, I felt horrible once I got sober. It was, the worst time of my life. And I had nothing. And I didn't have my kid. I had the clothes on my back and a little teddy bear and a little picture frame. And I had CPS telling me a list full of things I had to do to get my kid back because I had brought him in to get help at the hospital. And they accused me because of my anxiety that my kid, they said they found drugs in my kid's system, which later my lawyer said there was nothing ever in the system. And so, when I drank at that time, I had fallen apart and even landed myself in a mental hospital because I was drunk asking them if I was a 5150. So imagine that. It was a lot to go through, and when I got back to Washington and I got myself sober, I had a lot of things I had to do in order to get my life put back together. But I will tell you this, and this is my testimony. If you take the time to remove toxins from your life, God will bless you. And God always blesses you. I promise. It's the truth. It's awesome to see the things that God can do for you when you start doing things for yourself. And really, it's not harming yourself anymore. And it's allowing God to be in your life and to allow blessings and to believe in blessings. And even though I've lost some connections to people that still choose that path, I've gained a lot through being able to learn from them, hopefully teach and inspire them. And I was going to this counseling at the horse therapy, and this guy shared with us that I don't know if it's okay to share the story. I think as long as I don't say his name. But that he had a lot of alcoholics in his family. And it was Mother's Day, and he chose not to go to Mother's Day because his aunties and his mama and everybody would be offering him alcohol. So, which is just, I don't understand why people do that. I've had that happen to me quite a lot. And it's not right. If somebody quits something, you should not try to offer it to them because they've removed that substance for a reason. So try to be respectful, and if they've had the strength to do that, don't try to be the devil in their ear whispering and giving them that temptation. But he said he chose to not be around those people, and that's kind of where I'm at. I have a lot of alcoholics in my family. My dad was an alcoholic, and my grandfather, aunts, my mom drinks, my cousins all drink. So there's a lot of drinking that goes on in my family. I can't really think of maybe 2 people out of 20 that don't drink in my family. So not being around that and not being around that mentality and people and the drama that comes out with that and all that is just really enlightening and freeing, to be honest. And when I talk to somebody that's drunk, it really takes a lot out of me. It makes me feel hungover the next day. I've had some people recently, old coworkers and just different people, old neighborhood, childhood friends, that are all struggling with alcohol, reaching out to me drunk. And I'm glad to be able to share with them, the blessings that come with not drinking, and I hope that they can turn their stories around before it's too late, because the last couple of years I lost a couple of friends. Cliff, he's from OB, and he was awesome. He's a really cool dude. One of my brothers in the Soul Tribe, he passed away down there. He was sad because his mom died, and he had a problem with his liver, I believe, and he ended up dying on the sidewalk, I heard. And then my friend Derek, same thing as far as the liver problems with drinking, and he died in the hospital. One of my friends I hadn't talked to in a long time called me and let me know that. So if you're struggling with alcohol and you don't know how you're going to get through it, and you don't know how you can get one day through it, I just want to let you know that if you can make it that one day, if you can make it 1 hour, if you can make it 1 minute, it's worth it. God will reward you, I promise. That's all I have for now. I love you guys, and the biggest thing I pray for is anything that's not part of God to be removed from you. That way, everything from God can flow through you, and you can feel good all the time. And even if it's, if it's hard, at least there's not something that's you're dancing with the devil with that could, it could really damage some things, and you could have some regrets that are irreversible. So I just wanted to let you all know that I'm here for you. I pray for you. And anytime, reach out to me, sarahbearshares@gmail.com if you want to email me. And hopefully soon I can get a number for support for people to call in and we can talk. I have to look into that. But anyone that wants to get sober, I'm here to cheer you on and to say that you deserve it. All right, God bless.